Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Brother and Sister Podcast. I am your host, Pug Flava, and my co-host is
Tressa Mitchener.
Tressa Mitchener. And today's topic, what's today's topic, Tressa?
Today's topic is, we want to ask you, have you ever felt lost before?
Lost.
Yeah.
I felt lost. I used to feel lost a lot, but it's gotten a lot better since God done blessed me in so many different ways.
I think what you're trying to say, Pug, is that you see how God worked in your life when you look back on it. Is that right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, because like I said, it was kind of dark at one time, and then it just brought me to that light.
Yeah.
Bring it to the light.
Yeah, but we all...
I can't sing.
Don't start. But we always looking back on life, you know, with the good and what we thought was bad, but we see that God worked it all out for our good. And so we want to talk about those different strategies that we saw, how God just blessed our life. And it was the things that was bad that built our character and helped us, because now the world is like a place where everything that's always said that was right is now everybody saying is wrong, and what's wrong they trying to say is right. But when you do the right thing and your mouth, you put your feet in the same direction as your mouth, when you're doing right, you end up in a right place. So we want to talk about that today, because I know for a fact, I felt when I was delivered, I felt, oh my God, I was just so lost and so blind. So let's talk about it, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, right. Wrong, right, wrong. Okay. I mean, it's just so many different things when it comes to that. 'Cause like I said, doing the right thing when ain't nobody looking. Just, and doing the right thing is to each his own, because people get it when they get it. Like, you know, sometimes you can't rush a person, and sometimes you can, depending on the situation and your circumstances. You handle accordingly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot to it. It's a big topic.
Well, I want to talk about, you know, just with lives and just with plants, and how even with a plant, that root grows down before it grows up. So a lot of times we be looking for, I would say, like with the bad choices that we made, we was looking to raise up. But when you ain't got no foundation where you go down or you get some root, you can't blossom, you can't flourish. But this time when God shined that light on us, and when he just showed us the different things, now that root is there, and he makes things happen.
That's a good thing you said, that foundation, because like I said, if you ain't got that foundation, you're going to always have to go back and build it.
Exactly.
You got to build that foundation and make it work. Like I said, if a house with no foundation, it's going to come crumbling down. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that foundation. You got to be rooted in the ground, and that way you can build your house up. You know what I'm saying? So
that's exactly right.
And so you got to have that foundation. Like I said, we doing the wrong thing, I guess, but at the same time, we was learning a lot. And like I said, like I said in earlier podcasts, would I change it? Some things I would, and some things I wouldn't, because, you know, we met a lot of good people, and we did a lot of good things, and not so many good things as well. So, and it was a learning process.
Yeah, and the character that it built for us to, you know, to overcome, and the different things about life. Because I remember when we was younger, you know, we used to be like, man, it's like we've been here before, when we had these big old houses and cars and all this stuff, and we was in our 20s with this stuff.
And talking on that, like, I can't say too much on that, but I'm still mad. You made more money than me, man.
He always got this joke, y'all. This is so funny to him, man, but I'm gonna let him.
I went hard one day. I made so much money in one day, I thought I was the king. I came over to the house, I said, how much you make? I ain't gonna say how much I made, because I don't want the boys knocking on that door. I'm just saying, we free now. We clean
nothing
now.
Like that.
We ain't nothing like that no more.
No parts.
Every now and again I think about it. How in the world she make more money than me? But I thought I made a lot of money one day. I came home, she made double what I made. I said, God. I was pissed still. We had a little competition going on between me and her, but you know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but it's just
anyway, back on the subject.
Yeah, but about the life that from our past, and all of these things that we accumulated, and you know, we thought was good because we was looking at that worldly thing of the things that people desire and want, which is good things. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just we was on the wrong track, trying to figure it out to get back to where we need to be, which is the right track, which is that good foundation. Right. Our foundation wasn't right. It wasn't a good foundation at all. And it just seemed like, man, we had been here and lived before, because we in our 20s and had accumulated the homes, the cars, just a great amount of wealth, but we just had our ladder on the wrong side of the fence.
Right.
But we were so lost. We thought that we was, helping people here and there with the money and stuff, but we just wasn't looking at the other side of things. So that's why we just here to inspire you to do the right thing. Build your foundation correct first. If you feeling lost out there and you're doing wrong, how about let's switch it over? Let's get to the right side so you can make good decisions, better decisions, wise decisions, so that you can be the next person to strengthen your family, change your generational history. This is what me and my brother doing. We changing our generational history. Yeah. So that's what we bring with the Brother and Sister podcast. It's because we want to change the history. We want to change the dynamics of the things that's going on, and we want to show people how doing right. The
traditional BS, break that tradition up. I mean, when you say tradition, it's like, you got traditional things that people just so set and doing, but
in their ways,
and it could be totally wrong, but it's just so set in their ways that, I'm gonna do this, and if I see somebody doing wrong and it's their way, we got to change that up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go with doing the wrong thing. Don't get me wrong. I ain't perfect. Ain't none of us perfect. I still do wrong.
We don't been there and done that.
Right.
So that's why we trying to.
I still do wrong, but I still every day I strive to do
crazy wrong.
Right. I ain't doing no crazy wrong. You know what I'm saying? But every day we strive to get better. And you know what I'm saying? And every single day. So it's just a learning lesson. Every day is a learning lesson. Every day you're gonna have a test. It's like when we kindergarten through school coming up, when you first got to school, we had to start taking tests. Yeah. And when you get out of school, life's going to give you tests.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a test everywhere you turn. And it's up to you to pass that test to go to the next level. You're like, why am I stuck in this life? Why am I stuck right here in life? Because you ain't passed that test yet.
Exactly.
Once you pass that test, you get to move up to the next step, the next level. You know what I'm saying? And it gets better and better. And then you got to hold yourself accountable. If I do wrong, I did wrong. I admit it and I push forward. I don't blame nobody. Because if I did wrong, I did wrong. That's a lot of people's problem. They want to blame the next person.
I want to point that finger and got you. And you point that finger, you got 4 more pointing back. But everybody want to blame everybody. Or this, and this is something I learned. So that's a good lesson. Everybody want to say what they did for you, or this and that, or if somebody finally doing good for themselves or whatever. Well, I helped her with that. I did that. And some people just want to get stuck there. But one thing I learned, because when I was in locked up or whatever, I learned.
Like I said before, I ain't laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
But when I was going through that, I had helped different people that was on the street, and in my mind, I'm like, man, where's all these people that I helped? Right. And all of a sudden, it just dawned on me, why are you worried about those people that you help versus being thankful for the ones God is allowing to help you?
Right.
So it don't matter where your help came from, God sent it. And what I learned is the person you may help or give it to, that's not the way you're going to receive it back. So stop holding a grudge or whatever against that person because they didn't do what you expected them to do when God sent you the answer, sent you what you need in another route. You still got it back. So you sowed the seed, but you reaped it in a different harvest or a different way. So we got to move on from that. And I just want to say that to deliver some people from study pointing that finger. I did this, I did that, and she won't even do for me or he won't do for me. But I promise you, God did it back or sent it back some kind of way. So be grateful for that one he sent it back because he's in control, not us.
Right. And like I said, he always there, always watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, as we was coming up, it was like he was always there. He'll let us get so far and stop. You know what I'm saying? And if we ain't want to listen, hey, we get our butt whooped. You know what I'm saying?
He'll sit you down.
He'll sit you down.
Yep.
And until you learn, until you figure it out, like, man, if you keep doing something and it's just not working, it's just not working, guess what? You got to do something different.
It's a reason.
You know, it's a reason. You got to switch your game up. You know what I'm saying?
And that just shows that love, that he never leaves you nor forsake you. You may be doing wrong, but he's steadily embracing you and basically, in so many words, saying, I love you, walk this way. I love you, walk this way. I love you, come over here. So he's just sitting there waiting to embrace you and love you, because that's who he is. He's love.
Right.
He's agape love.
And the thing about it, you ain't got to do it how I do it. You ain't got to do it how she do it. Your relationship with him is your relationship with him. Y'all do it how y'all do it. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're doing right by him, everything else work accordingly. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And if you read that book, and if you're following that book and you're obeying that book, whatever way or whatever situation God has you in, if you follow that book, I can tell you that you're doing what's right, because the book don't lie. So follow. You don't have to act like nobody or be like nobody else. Be yourself, because you're that only unique person that can do what you're doing or accomplishing what you're accomplishing, because that's your purpose, that's your destiny, and that's what he put in you. It's nobody else like you. So it's not that something's wrong with you. If you're one of those people like me that used to be like, well, what's wrong with me? Why I'm not doing this or why I'm not that? It ain't nothing wrong with me. It's just I'm that unique individual that he gave to do a certain thing, a certain purpose, you know, and I'm this person that's in the highways and byways trying to tell people to come, because he's good. He's a good God. So if you're following him and he has you on another path or another purpose, just follow him.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and I want to talk about one more thing.
One more, that's it. We just started.
Well, I know what you're saying, but a special thing, because I want to help people with a situation that me and you realize, and that's what we're trying to do. So you remember when we was riding together that day, and this song came on.
When you talk about that moped,
No. We'll let you know about that.
No, we'll tell them now. We was riding on the moped. We was young. I had just got this new moped. It was used, and it was old as dirt, but it would go down the highway doing about 35. And she was riding on the back, and we hit this little hump. It was a nice little hump. We went airborne.
No, you didn't tell him all of it. You asked me a question. You said, what would you do if somebody is behind you? And I nailed it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You was driving that one.
I was driving. And then we hit that hump. I
said, what you do with somebody behind you? She nailed it. We hit that hump. I counted about 15 while we was in the air.
Oh, boy. I ain't...
Boo, 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 doo, doo, doo. She went and cried. I'm over there. Everything broke. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, get back on the topic.
Okay, I'm sorry, too. But what I was saying is we was riding together when we became adults. And a song came on the radio. And when this song came on the radio, me and him both automatically kind of like jerked. We wanted to turn this song off. We both didn't want to hear it.
This was the first time we both realized we hated this song. And nothing against the
song.
People, nothing against the people that did the song.
Right.
But
it was a childhood paradigm that we was realizing that we had so much bad stuff to happen while this song was playing that we didn't realize that this song affected both of us. And every time this song came on, it brought that same energy. And we don't want to hear this song because...
Merry Christmas from the Temptations. My bad, I'm sorry. But that song came on, I was hot. Turn that off. Excuse me. Man, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tressa.
You can't say
it. I'm sorry. I'm going to shut up for a little while. Go ahead.
Yeah, but when this song came on, we realized that this song had really been embedded and like seared in our conscience, that when it played, it brought so much negative energy and so much of a mindset to us that was not good, that it bothered us every time this song came on, and we just didn't want to hear it. So I say that it's because when you're lost and when you're not understanding life, you're going to have to go back in time sometimes and figure out where those hurts and those hurdles came from so that you can be delivered from them. Because I know that this is a situation because it was him and me, and we're two totally different people. But this song, when it came on, it just stuck with us that we just did not want to hear it because we didn't want to relive that. It was just something in us that was just, it was just violent, because every time this song was playing when we was children, young children, it was violence happening in our life that we just don't want to hear this song. And so I want to tell the people that have an issue like this, you know, you're going to have to travel back a little bit in that situation and just ask God to remove that from you, remove that from your conscience, remove it from your mind so that you can live on past that situation, because it's stuck in your conscience mind.
Right. And it's just like I said, that song come on, it was just so many bad things that happened. You know what I'm saying? Merry Christmas. It wasn't no Christmas.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of Christmases. Don't get me wrong. We had a few, but there was a lot of them. Santa Claus ain't come.
Right.
I went to the mall and Santa Claus was in there. I said, man, I'm pissed at your ass, man. You ain't come to my house a few times. That man was scared to death in there.
Right.
But anyway, man, it was, like I said, it was a bad time back then, and just those thoughts going through your head, and like, man, it was terrible. But we overcame, and we pushed forward. So, I mean,
yeah. And
another thing about this whole situation, like, you know, don't let your mind get to you too bad. Don't overthink things. I was the one that overthought everything, like, and it wasn't really that bad on some situations.
Yeah.
Not the childhood was what it was, but I'm just saying, like,
sometimes he still overthink things, and I have to tell him it's not that serious, Pug. It's not that serious. You got to let it go. But he had some anger problems. Let's talk about your anger problems.
I done came over him a little bit.
Yeah, you overcome some, but you really had some anger problems. I remember when you broke my toys. I didn't have many, but you broke them.
Yeah, I broke everything, man. I didn't mean to. I don't know why when I get mad, it's just that rage used to be back then, and it was bad. It was, I don't know. It's just, I can't explain it. I would pick up a bike and throw it down the road. I'm just pissed off about it.
Do you think it was because of so much turmoil and stuff that you was having to figure out or go through, or just looking at everybody else and feeling like you just won't in that family setting like that?
It might have been that. Just anger, just at everything, and then being raised around anger, you know, it kind of rubbed off as well. But you know, and we never had no anger issues, and we never had no abuse and nothing like that. Nobody putting their hands on us, but we seen a lot of it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Throughout our moms and stuff, like, you know.
We ain't have no real abuse other than, you know, mama just tore us up when it was time to tie you up, but she won't no abusive mother to just be beating you for no reason. Right. She just did what she had to do, trying to do her best to raise us right. It's the best that she could.
She gonna tear your ass up, just point blank. Right. I remember one time we moved in this 2-bedroom, apartment, 2-bedroom, was it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was upstairs, and Mom, she was out in the yard, and she was right there by the door. And I thought I was gonna be funny. I got me a glass of water, and I went to the second floor, and I poured it on her head. Oh my God, what'd I do that for? My mama hit me with a 3-piece, boy. I was done. I said, "Oh, Mama, please, don't you never do that shit no more." I said, "I never did it again. Never even thought about it again."
Right.
But yeah, life, man.
Yeah, life definitely has its ups, its downs, its twists, it turns. But I just want you to look back and just see the good. I want you to see the reality of the goodness that when you look back upon your life, you see that someone was there. Someone had those footprints in the sand. I'm just remembering the footprints in my head, you know, where, you know, it was only one set of footprints. It was because he was carrying you. So I feel, and I know Pug feel, is so many times, even though we talk about the bad, that he was right there and he was carrying us. Right. It could have been even worse, but we want to share the parts that we have because we want to help you and inspire you, because we know it could have been worse. And we look back at some other situations and other people's lives and stories we hear, and they're no way worse than theirs. They might be bad, but they're not worse than some other people. So we're just grateful for what he's brought us through and carried us through, and still carrying us and still growing us and helping us learn. Right.
And like I said, once we figured things out a little bit, and like when we start putting good energy back in the world,
right.
the good energy sort of coming back.
Right.
You know, when we start doing positive things, and you still gonna have problems. And let me tell you something. I don't care if you got $1. I don't care if you got $1 billion.
Right.
Ain't nobody excluded from problems.
That's right.
Everybody got problems. Ain't nobody excluded. You gonna sit there and look at TikTok, Facebook, whatever you want to look at, social media. Everybody got a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's how you overcome that problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, ain't nobody excluded.
And we just trying to help you solve problems. The best advice my husband, who is an amazing husband, but the best advice he gave me is, in order not to have a problem, is do not create one.
Right.
So that, I take that everywhere I go. So now I judge things differently. I look at things differently. I make sure that I don't want to create a problem, because the only way not to have a problem is not to create one. Because sometimes we bring a lot of problems on ourselves. And I constantly, say this a lot, because look at what decisions and choices you're making, because a lot of these decisions and choices you're making, like we were making, you created the problem yourself. So once you create the problem, you have to go through it. You have to get to an end. So it's about that responsibility and accountability, what Pug was talking about earlier. You got to be responsible for yourself. You got to be responsible for your choices, and you have to be accountable.
Right.
Keeping your positivity, your energy up high, and not letting someone affect your energy. I always tell my husband, why would you let somebody else take your keys?
Right.
Why?
Right.
I'm not gonna let you get my keys. You could talk about me, do different things, all of that. But once I give into it, I just gave you my keys. Stop letting people have your keys. Right. Keep your keys. You can't control anybody else, but you can control yourself. You can't control what they say. You can't control what they do, but you can control yourself. Be kind to people.
And keep in mind, like, every situation you get in, if you're in an uncomfortable situation, just take like 5-10 seconds just to think about it.
Right.
What would happen if I do this? What are the things? If I do this and I go to prison for the rest of my life, if I do this, I get killed. Take it out of the equation.
Right. And we've seen several situations where a split second someone made that wrong decision and spending the rest of their life in prison. It was a split second.
A split second, just like that. And you got to control. And like I said, I had to learn to control my anger. Because as a kid, I was angry, but I wasn't so angry with I'm going to take a gun and shoot somebody on something stupid. I wasn't that angry. You know what I'm saying? It was some anger on another level, but like, you got to watch it. You got to think about things, because every decision you make determines your fate. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely got to take the time out to think before you do things.
Yeah, let's repeat that one more time, and repeat it real slow. Every decision you make controls your fate. The
decisions you make determines your fate.
So that was a good word right there for anybody that's listening and wanting to make better choices for themselves. The decisions you make determines your fate. Right. And the decisions you make today will determine your tomorrow. Don't think that we just automatically just got here. We was planting seeds for a long time. And so now these seeds are coming up. Once we learned to do better, once we knew better, we learned to do better. And once we started doing better, then you start seeing the results of those seeds that you planted, because you started doing things differently. You started doing stuff positive.
It's like this podcast. Like, we didn't just start this yesterday. This has been in the making for some years, because when I was doing music, I mean, I was
still doing music.
Yeah, still doing music, but it all worked together, and it all came together and coexisted together. And then for so many years, when we got to talk about this podcast thing, I already kind of knew what to do in my head, because so many years I've been doing it, and then when me and Tressa got together, and we got an amazing team that's behind us, and we put all those elements together. Oh my, the sky's the limit.
And so that's why we talk about it too, because when we say we look back and see God, it was like this team came out of nowhere and said, "Hey, I want to do this with y'all."
Right. That was amazing.
So I mean, we didn't plan it, no nothing. It's just the right time, right place. It was God's timing, and they said, "We want to do this with y'all." Yeah, the absolute right people. Yeah. And I mean, that's why I let you know, if you got a business problem, we are your solution because our team is amazing. Right. They do website design, IT, marketing, all kinds of different things.
All kinds.
And what you see when you see this put out, you see Pug and you see the team.
Man, they do stuff I can't even pronounce. I'm gonna have to go get the list. But they do a lot.
Right.
So be in store for a lot of good things that happen in the future, man. Because like I said, we an amazing team behind us, and the whole Brother and Sister podcast. It's been a straight blessing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got a lot of good people coming on, and getting calls every day, and just a beautiful thing.
A lot of people wanting to come on the show now. It's just like you said. It's just amazing. It's just a blessing, and it's the word brother and sister. You my brother, you my sister.
Right.
Brother and sister is a powerful path of unity.
Right. And that's what it's all about. Just showing the world how brother and sister can unite to make things strong. Because like I said, together we stand, divided we fall. You know what I'm saying?
And one thing I want to put out there also, we have a big family.
Right.
And we love our family.
We love them to death.
And the thing is, we look around and we see smaller families, and so that's something we think we're so grateful for.
Right. And then another thing I wanted to say that I didn't say in the other podcasts, like us as kids, our aunts and uncles really helped. They stepped up to the plate to help take care of us here and there because we was always dropped off here and there, and like we had a lot of aunts and uncles that
filled in the board.
Filled it in, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I definitely like to thank them. I love y'all so much, you know what I'm saying? I want to say one name and forget.
Right, please don't. Please don't say no names because it's a lot of them.
It's a lot of them.
Why
you didn't say me?
Right, and we're grateful for every one of them. I mean, they call us, they check on us, they text us, and if we didn't have them, we don't know if we would have made it, but through the grace of God, we say we would because he put this family together. And that's one thing I like to say when I'm ministering to people. And me and Pug got different personalities, so you already noticed that. But he's him, and I love him, and I'm me, and he loves me, so it don't even matter. Right. But one thing I like to say when I minister to people is that you had no choice in your family.
Right.
No choice. You didn't have no choice in who your parent was, your mom, your dad, your aunts, your uncles. You had no choice in this situation. That is all God's doing. Right. So love it and embrace it and be thankful for the ones that you do have, because families may fuss, may fight, may argue, whatever it may be. But the thing is, do the right thing.
Like
do the right thing.
And if somebody is doing you wrong, family-wise, God gonna do what he do.
Exactly.
It's coming back to him.
Yes. You don't listen. The scripture says, whatever you sow, you shall reap.
You're gonna reap it.
No one
good or
escapes
bad.
that. No one. Me, you, them. No one escapes that. It happens. It's gonna happen. So what you put out there, you will get it back. The thing is, if you have anybody in your family or whatever that's doing wrong or do you wrong, just move on from it. The thing is, keep your peace. This is what I always tell Pug and other people. You have control of your peace. Keep your peace.
Right. And like I said, God gonna do his thing. So like, what you reap, what you sow, man. So be careful what you do. And like I said, when I say that, that's the good or bad.
Good or bad.
You put that good out there, that good gonna come back.
God, yes.
You put that bad out there, that bad is coming back. You know what
always. And I just like, so many people that has blessed us over the years. I mean, you could think of one person specific that's blessed us both in so many ways, but that come from those seeds we sowed. Right. And I mean, the blessings that we get back by so many different people is just amazing that, I'm at home. I don't even mind. I don't have to be in a church. I don't have to be in a setting of a church. I'm going to praise God at home. I know how to take my feet and stump them and clap and give God all the praise and glory that he desires and that he should get. So I'm excited at home. I don't need people to see me. My husband laugh at me because, I'm not the best dancer.
What's up, Junior?
I'm not the best dancer, but I dance for the Lord. All right,
all right, Pug. She get pissed off when I say that. Okay, you can dance a little bit. Anyway, go for it.
Yeah, but I can. We gonna be. I ain't messing with you. I know, miss.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, but we thank you for watching another episode.
Brother and Sister Podcast. I am your host, Pug Flava. And my co-host is
Tressa Mitchener. Thank y'all.
Tressa Mitchener. Thank y'all. Hit us up, like, subscribe to all the social media platforms. Like I said, we out here having fun, and we're going to continue to have fun.
Yes.
God is blessing us, and we're going to bless anybody that come our way as God put it on us, man.
Yes.
So, you know.
And continue to contact us if you want to be on a podcast. And some of you who have already contacted us, we will be getting with you with dates to be on the Brother and Sister Podcast.
Yeah. Peace.
Just a heartbeat away in the streets. Ain't easy. Trouble just a heartbeat away. Step up when they doubt you. This could be your last move. Choices you make determines your fate. In the streets. Ain't easy. Trouble just a heartbeat away. Step up when they doubt you. Wondering, should I go left or right? Seems like my Lord